Alright, big update time. Not an event, not a new operator, but a big UI update. So this I kind of want to talk about and explain for you guys so you are ready for it in global server pretty much, since it's quite a big update and it'll be pretty nice for you guys to be ready and prepared for it. So alright, let's get started with the support system. So in the past we've had to struggle with not only RNG but also being limited on the amount of refreshes we can do daily, which it can be kind of bothersome when you're looking for certain operators or a certain class of operator. So most of these problems are going to be fixed. So here's a preview on the updated support system. So the new system now groups operators in classes, which help you a lot when trying to find a certain class of operator or a certain operator that you want. So there's going to be 9 operators to pick from each class. So if you wanted a guard, you'll have 9 guards to pick from. If you wanted a vanguard or a caster or anything, you'll have 9 operators from that certain class to pick from. So now we have one of the biggest quality of life for the friend system in my opinion, and that's the refresh button. So in the past we've had to deal with getting only 10 refreshes, which for me, I really hated it because you're just heavily limited on the amount of support you can actually use. So what they've done now is remove that daily limit of refreshes, which means you can refresh as much as you like, although there will be a short cooldown after each refresh. The cooldown will also be reset 10 minutes after you stop refreshing. Also, remember when your support operators that are recommended always have their skill level at level 1 and their S1 being equipped. Well, now that's a thing of the past, and thank God. The new support system operators will now be at S7 and display skills that are selected by the owners of that operator, which is massive because it kinda makes like no sense why they would recommend an operator at skill 1 and skill level 1. And that's pretty much it for the support system update. In my opinion, this is a massive quality of life update, especially for new players who want to toy with new operators, since they're now not limited to 10 refreshes. And now we can pick from the class, which literally saves so much time refreshing. It saves so much time. So big update there. And now we have a pretty interesting update here, which is pretty big, and it's a big UI and system update. So let's get started from the basics as usual. You can enter the new combat terminal through the main interface or from the drop down menu. And we can see we have a pretty big UI overhaul here, like everything's changed pretty much. So now we have a pretty big update for the story. So as you know, some events have some pretty important roles towards the main story. So they have created a way we can replay these events. So starting things off, we will have our main story, which will consist of the main story chapters. And then we'll have interludes. Interludes is something brand new, and it will consist of the stories we see in events that are relevant to the main story. So for example, we have Arknights Memoir, and the new event, A Walk in the Dust. Also, the events that become interludes will have a light rerun in the future, which pretty much means it will be nerfed. Also, the interludes for the event that has an ongoing rerun will be locked during the reruns. So basically, it's another way to read and experience what you missed out, since some of these stories are pretty important towards the story. And next we have side story. Side stories like interludes, but for the events that are less relevant to the main story. Once this comes out, we will have 3 side stories: Granny and the Knight's Treasure, Code of Brawl, and Obsidian Festival. If you have played the stages in the event already, you will be able to enter the event at the side stories to try the stages once again. So here's some information and adjustments they stated about the side stories and interludes. Okay, so the drop and drop rate of materials and items will be adjusted, which means we won't be getting the really good drop rates we got before. The event will no longer drop event currency. The shop, medals and event tasks will also not be included. People who have not cleared the missions yet will be able to obtain first time clear rewards. Excluding the event exclusive rewards, they will be obtained in another way in the future. Some event exclusive content, for example skins, furnitures and operators, will be available in other ways in the future, although players who already obtained them will not be able to get them again. So that's a little bit of a statement they just released. We also have a new currency system. I'll call it Crystal for now. So basically this crystal is used to unlock interludes and side stories. Here's a quick rundown on what they basically stated. So if you didn't play or experience any of the events or stages that are in the interludes or side story, you will need to spend these crystals to unlock them. Every week, starting Monday, you will be able to log in to obtain one crystal, so this refreshes weekly. If you have not reached the max amount of crystals, the crystal will automatically be claimed once logging in. And you are only able to carry 2 crystals at a time. So yeah, basically for a TLDR for this whole thing, it's basically another way for new players or players that missed out on the older events to experience them once again, which is like a really nice addition for those people who want to revisit events what they missed out on. And that's pretty much it, I think. I hope this video brought some insight for you and help you prepare for the future. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below, and a like would be very good. So yeah, thank you for watching and good luck.